you need to look at the stakes. What are the stakes? The stakes revolves around a certain number, 184. Why is that important? This number here, 184. 184 is important because this will be the first time that any political party can very realistically get two-thirds majority in parliament. First time. No party in our fourth Republican history had ever come close to that. The NDC is on the brink of doing just that. If they secure that seat, they move from 183 seats in parliament to 184. That gives them absolute supermajority with a two-thirds majority. And there's a constitutional matter there. The things they can do with that power is enormous. And a friend of mine joked today that if they secure that one seat and get 184, the only thing possibly they can do is to turn a man into a woman and a woman into a man. But they can do everything else in parliament without the MPP minority side. A few things they can do if we go to the constitution. The first thing, they can do constitutional amendments without the minority. It will be as if the MPP were not in parliament at all. All the 184 members, once they can get them into the, on the floor of parliament and vote on a matter, they can go through constitutional amendments very easily because you need that two-thirds to do that. Then a few things you need a two-thirds majority to do. They can impeach the president, but of course, as you know, there's no way to impeach their own president. But that's a power that they have in 184, two-thirds majority. They can also amend non-entrenched constitutional provisions, and I told you that. So a series of things. For example, they amend the constitution to allow for voting or election of MMDCEs on non-partisan basis. Is something that if they get a Blakemore North, they can simply go to parliament and do. You don't need the MPP at all because the MPP say they want to do that, elect them MDCs on partisan basis. NDC says we want to do that on non-partisan basis. Okay, they can simply go to parliament and have that amended very easily with that. Approval and extension of state of emergency. Again, they can easily do that, right? Overriding a presidential veto on bail. So the power that they will have is enormous, and no political party has ever had that before. And that is why the NDC wants this seat, because they will have enormous powers to do anything they want to do in parliament. So having appreciated the stakes, let's sit for a conversation. Let's really look at the EC's dilemma. But we must also ask a fundamental question about the thirst for reset, or call it reforms. This maybe is another test case that should invite all of us to consider reforming our electoral process and the electoral system. Again, we have 180 plus days where one constituency hasn't got representation in parliament. In the last parliament's life, for a whole 4 years, one constituency again went 4 years without representation. That clearly cannot be acceptable in a democracy. My guess